What those don't understand, that feel the need to convince themselves that they control my life and they get to dictate what I can and can't do with my life. In other words, those that feel the need to deny me my free will to make my own choices and decisions, right? There will come a time when these businesses literally go into liquidation and they lose everything. And they end up crawling back, expecting me to bail them out of their own bullshit that they created themselves, only to get the cold shoulders. Those that come crawling back, demanding that I help bail them out, are left experiencing the rudest of awakenings, I'm telling you now. You don't disrespect and disgrace my life. You don't deny me my free will to make my own choices and decisions, and then expect my services. You're delusional. You're narcissistic. And I don't care who this video royally offends at the end of the day. Because sooner or later, like I said, businesses are going to come at me by the droves. They're going to need my brains. And every time I see them, the CEOs, the commissioners, I'm just going to shake my head and look at them with disgust even. Because that's all I have towards today's society, disgust. So enjoy your temporary highs, people, like I said, of excessive happiness and joy for repeatedly doing me dirty. Because there will come a time when punishments and consequences will weigh in on you, and you will be the ones left reaping the same pain and suffering, along with anger and frustration that you tried causing on me. And it's going to hit each and every one of you harder than it is me. Why? Because the more that people show me who they truly are, the more I begin to see through that narcissistic mask. Even those that act excessively happy and joyous. What, did you honestly think you're going to try and fool me by convincing yourselves that just because you're excessively happy and joyous, that makes you a good person? Nope. Don't get it twisted. The way I see it at the end of the day, those that feel the need to keep on playing these power little games, these power little scumbag narcissistic moves on me, just to get, a temporary fleeting high, like I said, of excessive happiness and joy, you better hope and pray that you don't need me to bail you out of your own messes later on down the line, because the way I see it at the end of the day, you created the messes that you got yourselves in, right? You could fucking sort them out. I don't care, like I said, who this video reaches, and all for the wrong reasons. You're going to learn a valuable life lesson. You don't deny me my free will to make my own choices and decisions. And you sure as hell don't tell me what I can and can't do. It's funny, isn't it? What I've come to learn about today's society, right, is that they're fast enough to treat me like shit, day in, day out. But yet, as soon as I put my foot down and I give it them back, they play the role of a victim all of a sudden. They even go as far as to cower away in the corner, laughing to themselves, narcissistically, that is. Oh yeah, I see through these fucking mongrels from a mile away. And the more they play these games, like I said, the more they're just shooting themselves in their own foot, because they're going to have pushed me for the last and final time. And when they do come to the realization as to what they're doing is wrong, and by the time they come crawling back, it's too late. You're done for. You're cooked. And I'm not bailing any of you out of the bullshit that is going to catch up to you sooner or later. I'm going to leave you festering within your own punishments and consequences for choosing to attack me day in, day out. That is a God-given. You don't repeatedly do me dirty, like I said, and then delude yourselves into thinking that you're entitled to my services. That's not going to happen. I will, however, keep on deflecting the attacks that you send my way with added pressure and added interest. And I will make each and every one of your lives so unimaginably painful to live that you are going to live to regret everything once it's all said and done. And by the time, like I said, you come to the realization as to what you've done is wrong, it's too late. It's game over. There's no getting me back. No matter how hard you try to woo me, coerce me, and convince me into believing that you're good people, I see through the bullshit. Farcade a mile off. I'm not interested. Even the devil can fake being nice and good. Oh yeah. And this mongrel, he actually thinks that I don't know what he's up to. I'm 100 steps ahead of him, and he doesn't even realise it. And the harder he pursues, and the harder he pushes and tests and does all of these childish games, it's got to backfire on him, when he's actually cast back where he belongs, within the fiery depths of hell, along with those that he sends to actually abuse and try to deny me my free will. He's going to send those involved there as well. And there will come a time when people will cry, beg, plead for me to bail them out. And that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. I'm going to leave each and every one of you, like I said, reaping the punishments and consequences to your actions. Thankfully, I can keep healing. I can not only heal, as well as grow and evolve, but I get to enjoy my freedom from being the same as everybody else, living in Fantasyland, being nothing more than a mule for the devil. As a matter of fact, as much as it pisses me off when people deny me my free will to make my own choices and decisions, I'm thankful they actually show me their true colours at the end of the day. Because it just shows me as to why I should trust a whole lot more in the gospel than man and woman combined. Because the vast majority of people today are full of shit. They're full of shit. As a matter of fact, they're so full of shit, they give my arse crack a bad reputation, and that's putting it mildly. And like I said, there will come a time, because it's happened loads and loads of times by these fucking idiots, these young and naive, clueless, narcissistic fools of today's generation. There will come a time when they keep crawling back, putting on the Oscar performance act of, I don't know, that shame, guilt and all of these things, right? Into thinking it's actually in fact going to convince me to let them off the hook. No. Nah. You're fast enough to dish it, you're gonna fucking take it. That goes for anyone. You're gonna take it. And don't blame God when bad shit happens in your lives for attacking me the way that you do. Thankfully, I can take it. I can not only take it, but I can grow and evolve from it. I can also learn more about myself than I have within my entire lifetime. But that's for these scumbags that play these games in the first place once their temporary fleeting high of excessive happiness and joy has actually in fact been stripped away from them, and they're left to face the same anger, the same rage, and only God knows what else, the same pain and suffering they tried inflicted upon me. They can't get what I have. And my biggest blessing is getting the last laugh when they come crawling back, thinking that all of the money in the world that they have is going to convince me to fix the messes that they've got themselves in, as well as fix the businesses that are currently plummeting even further into liquidation as well as collapse. No. No. So you can keep on hoovering around me, people. You can play these games all you want. Because sooner or later, I am going to have reached a point within my life where I'm no longer tolerating anyone's bullshit. And if I offend people, if my presence alone riles people up to the point where they're becoming rageful and aggressive, I don't give a fuck. That's your problem, not mine. And those of you involved will come, literally, you will come to the realization later on down the line that what you did is wrong, and by the time you've come to the realization, it's too late. Like I said, I don't care what you have to offer or what you believe you have to offer, I'm not taking those goods. As a matter of fact, I spit on those goods. And then what I tend to do is I tend to undo these tracky cabled knots of mine in order to pull them down and take a great big shit on them. And then send them back onto those that think that their goods are going to convince me to actually, in fact, allow them to get close, or better yet, to allow them a place within my life and my circle. Nah, nope, never in a million years. Like I said, you don't repeatedly deny me my freedom. Well, I say freedom, you don't deny me my free will to live, as well as make my own choices and decisions, and then basically believe that you're entitled to anything I have to offer. See, the world can give me all of its riches. I shit on those riches, I puke on those riches, I piss on those riches, I wipe my ass with those riches, and I send them back onto the devil. And those that he's actually using, like I said, there will come a time when they will come crawling back like they always do, only to be denied and rejected. Why? Because you don't disrespect and disgrace me and then delude yourselves into believing that you're entitled to anything I have to offer along with my services. No, I'm no longer doing anything of any value for anyone, and I'm sure as hell not going to be nice nor good onto those that feel the need to repeatedly disrespect and disgrace my presence. What, just for a temporary high of excessive happiness and joy like the cowards they are? It's weak as fuck, mate. I don't want that shit anywhere near me. It's childish. It's weak as fuck, like I said. It's cowardice. It's fickle. Short-lived. Temporary. There you go. If I was to choose a word, I would choose temporary. Because that's all it is. It's temporary. Because whatever highs these people think they have now will come crushing. They will become crushing lows as well as defeats later on down the line, when they begin to realise that all of their attacks that they aimed my way didn't break me, but it has actually in fact broken those involved, according to the way it was dished and some. That's God's way in saying, you don't fuck around with my family and then not expect bad shit to happen within your lives. That's not how I work. That's a God-given fact. So be warned, people. What goes around will come back around, and it's going to hit each and every one of you like a freight train. And by the time you come to the realization that you fucked up big time, there's no getting me back. Once I'm done. That's it. It's game over for each and every one of you. So, like I say, Enjoy the highs while they last, because sooner or later they're going to get stripped away from you, and you're going to be left reaping everything that I reaped, and all of the other bad stuff that happens as a direct result for your piss poor decisions even, and ways of choosing to live life. This goes for past family connections. This goes for anyone. I don't care who you are. And I don't care what goods you think you have for me. I'm not interested. Because I know nowadays people only use these earthly goods just to try and coerce me and woo me into believing that they're nice people or good people. Just to basically convince me into lowering my guard down and allowing them in so that they can continue with their degenerative behaviours towards me. No. You reap what you sow, people, and trust me, it's going to happen a whole lot more than people realise.